Yo, what's up? We're Magic
What's up?
Giant.
Oh my God.
We're hanging out with Rob on Front Row Live.
I'm hanging out with my new friends here, Magic Giant.
Feels like old friends though. Feels good.
It feels good. It actually feels natural. I haven't seen you guys in a minute.
Almost ever.
Yeah, man.
It's been ages.
Yeah, seriously. And I'm excited because, you know, I've been waiting for that debut album to drop, and it's finally here in the wind.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that production. Ben Allen worked as your co-producer.
Yep. Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Sure, yeah. So, I mean, we worked over this last summer. We were at a festival tour, and we decided, hey, instead of booking a ton of show dates in between, let's go out and record the album on the road, literally in the wind.
Sessions in nature. It's like 3 o'clock, redwood tree.
So they literally meant in the wind.
In the wind.
Yeah, exactly. There were birds chirping on some, like on the song Jade that starts the album. Birds chirping. We recorded at a hidden lake at Powder Mountain, Utah, and we thought it was too on the nose actually, because the first line of the song is "Sang the bird forever,"
Right.
and then she flew away. We thought people would think, oh, they added fake birds.
Yeah, we're like, so is that some Apple Logic birds? Real birds.
How did you make those birds sound so real?
Well,
It's actually
we
birds.
put some distortion on them because we tried to get rid of them. We couldn't, so we put distortion on them, so it kicks off with distorted birds.
Distorted birds, and it just kind of goes from there.
That's so funny. That's crazy. I mean, hey.
Yeah, Ben Allen.
Yeah, so then we did all that stuff on the road, and we took it back to Atlanta, and we met with Ben Allen, and we kind of just like cleaned them all up and added a few things in the studio.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was a good way to kind of like decompress this whole, because when we were recording out in the wind, we weren't really like dissecting, oh, is this like the best exact thing? It was just kind of like anything went.
Right.
So getting with him, fresh perspective, he wasn't on this crazy adventure with us.
Right.
So he
Which
was there.
must have been interesting for him.
Yeah, because he's like, yeah, he just was totally
crazy.
just like totally fresh. Yeah, and then we like showed him some videos where we were, and he was like, wow, you guys are really insane. And then yeah, so it was great. So he was really good, giving us that kind of fresh perspective.
Yeah.
And you know, we had talked to him kind of while we were on the tour, and like there were songs where he was like, yeah, you guys should like come up with another section for this song. So when we were writing, we had some stuff rolling around. Like
Nice.
he was like interested in the songwriting process.
Okay.
They're not necessarily songwriting, but he was like he cared, you know. Really cool.
Why did you guys want Ben Allen?
We liked some of the stuff he did. Walk the Moon, Gnarls Barkley, MIA, right?
But honestly, when we talked to a bunch of different
that was the
producers,
thing, actually.
when we talked, did a Skype session with him, and he had already, you know, we had like a SoundCloud of like demos, like
Yeah.
scratch songs, and he like knew everyone and like had like thoughts and like had feelings about songs in the record.
Right.
Whereas some of the other producers we talked to, they either hadn't listened to it
Right.
or whatever, they just got it. And
He was very proactive of like, hey, I think this one's
passionate,
dope. What if you did this here?
excited.
What if you did this here?
So he saw what you guys are worth from the beginning. Like he saw that you guys were like great musicians from the
yeah,
beginning.
he got
definitely-
it from the get. You know?
I think they all. I mean, it was actually, we were like, whoa, this is cool, because all these producers ended up like, we wanted to work with us, and we respected things that they had done. But yeah, he was just the most like gung ho about specifics
Enthusiastic.
of what the direction we could take the album.
And going into like creating the songs, going to Moab, going to Zion, going to wherever you went, like what was that like for you guys? Like is that something that you guys tried before you said, hey, let's go
No,
try this
not at
right
all.
now?
It was like a journey into the unknown. We had no idea what to expect. We didn't know that you couldn't, like, we didn't think about, you can't record in the rain. If shit gets
We started driving to a rainforest, and then like we're like, wait a minute, it's a rainforest. It's gonna be
Recording
raining.
equipment.
So then we're like, turn around, go to the next place.
Yeah,
but yeah,
expect like park rangers. 3 times park rangers came up to us and were like, well, one of the times they didn't even let us record in Moab. Like we were about to record, they didn't let us, and then we kind of snuck in and did some recording. But then there were other times when we went in, they were just like, what y'all doing? Oh, recording in this redwood tree. They're like, cool, great, have a beautiful day.
Well, for starters, Moab, that's one of my dream destinations. I'm a trail runner, so that's like one of my dream destinations.
alright.
So Moab is not, you know. So Moab is not one of those destinations where you can just be like, let's walk there, guys. Like, it's rocky. It's insane. So
Yeah.
with all that production equipment, with all that stuff, like, I can only imagine how exhausting that was.
it made everything really intentional, you know, because you're not gonna drive like all the way to Moab from freaking wherever. It's like so far from everything,
Right.
and then get there and like mess around, you know.
Right.
So we had in the 6-hour drive there, it was like, okay, what are we gonna do? Figure it out, and then like work everything up, and then get there, and we're
Right.
So it like made everything very intentional. So we were just out there exploring, but then right before it was like laser focus.
And you got to choose. Well, which of your gear are you gonna end up bring? Because you have to carry it, you know, and like the sun's going down, and then we're not gonna have. Our solar power is going to be dunzo. So
I mean, we have it that way, but yeah, it adds drama. The second the sun goes down, the microphones turn off.
Already weren't happy. They wouldn't let us stay after dark.
That's crazy. Now, did you guys ever go into the studio? Like,
well, that was the Ben Allen era. Like after, yeah, and then we have a recording studio in Silver Lake.
Okay.
That underneath the studio there's a bomb shelter from 1942. So that's where we did drums on the whole record. Pretty much, because we didn't do
nothing normal from this band. Like, I love that. Like, there's nothing that like everyone's done.
Yeah,
I mean,
I hope not.
Not everyone in the world is trail running either. So
Yeah, I guess. But it's about you guys right now, not about me. So when you guys were, doing this record, why the songs that made it to the record? Why were these songs so special for you guys to be like, hey, this is what the audience needs to hear?
I think we just kept tweaking until it was special, because there were songs that were not special, and sometimes we call Zhang veto over here, because he'll say he'll veto a song or a section or whatever, and we really trust his judgment on you're welcome. But yeah, I think, and Zambricki, his old mentor, Cowboy Jack Clement, used to say, "What, y'all?
great songs aren't written; they're rewritten." Okay. So during the process, we were rewriting songs, going back to, taking a real like magnifying glass on the lyrics and different aspects of it.
At this point, I'm actually seeing a real magnifying glass on the lyrics.
Yeah, there was a stack of lyrics, magnifying glass, because my vision isn't great. Going through them, and then the songs we ended up choosing, it was ones that kind of like hung well together.
Yeah.
And we realized kind of like halfway through that like, wow, we're doing this on a road trip. Like this song, it's like our album is kind of like we're on a road trip together, and it's kind of like a road trip album too, when you listen to it. So that kind of dictated what songs we chose, because we start small, has an arc, and then kind of like ends intimate.
Just the vibe on listening to the record is so like, I almost want to just get in my car, fill it up with gas, and just hope it never runs out, so I can still keep listening to it. So you can kind of see that vibe from like, and being out in nature as you're recording it. So I like that.
If you put solar panels on your car,
I
then
might have to.
It wouldn't you wouldn't need the gas.
That is very true. I might.
And Zhang installed our solar panels
For our mobile recording studio, we put it all together by hand.
Maybe that's why I haven't gone to Moab yet, because I was waiting for this record to drop, so when I go to Moab, I can have that full experience.
It sounds best in Moab, actually.
There you go. Now, aside from doing crazy things on your record, your music for Great Divide, the music video was insane. Like, how do you guys shoot this?
Pacific Ocean, right over there,
Right in Santa Monica.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Malibu, I think, and
it was tough because
it
we
was
had like
cold, man.
We had like 10 minutes to shoot because it was right at sunset.
Yeah.
We had 2 shots to get it. So we woke up at sunrise and we're like, all right, so we're going to try to do it, because it's basically a one take. So it's like, all right, if we don't get it now, I guess we'll do it tonight, sunset. And then we got it, and it was cool, but we're like, we can get it better.
We're like, shoot, we need to fix this and that. I think we can nail this. So
it was 58 degrees in the ocean, and I'm fully clothed. We had
Sorry for your violin.
some things that we had to go through. Violin went through some things.
I had a couple boo-boos.
Zhang had a bloody nose.
There's a fight scene in it, and actually, if you look above his eye, he busted his eye open
Real
so
bad. So
if you look,
we're like shivering, and I'm holding the thing on my eye,
man.
and then they'd say action, and I throw it, and then we do the whole take, and it was like,
it'd be like streaming out. And it ended. We're in the emergency room, Cedar-Sinai. It's like 4:30 in the morning or something.
Jeez, it just
Zach's
never
over
ended.
there, and he's just Snapchatting like, we're just doing this skit that we were.
That was a real fight.
Turn the light
That was a
off.
real fight.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
yeah, it was real.
We were like, we hope we got the shot, because that's it. We gave it our all.
I like that the waves actually splashed on cue. Like, I was like, how do you set that up?
We did not set it up, and it just. I was like, I saw it.
How
happening.
could you have set it up?
I saw it happening. I was
Press
like,
the wave
oh my
button.
gosh, I'm gonna get it right in the wave.
Like, okay, this is a green screen, and then I see
Yeah.
the pier in the background. I was like, it's not a
Yeah,
green screen.
imagine that it was just like at the YMCA, that entire video. That'd be sick.
Raging Waters, guys, Raging Waters.
That'd be way harder actually to get the YMCA to look like that. It's just easier to go find. And it's the same thing with the record. Like recording studios, want to make things sound kind of like oaky, and we recorded in a redwood tree. So it's like, the same thing with
You gotta do it. You gotta go all the way in order to get it right.
Exactly.
So I know you guys want to go check out the Revivalists,
Yeah.
which I don't blame you. But lastly, tell me about OneTreePlanet.org and how that's been going since you released the album.
Yes, so it's been awesome. It started on Earth Day. We did an Instagram and Facebook post where it was like
a risque photo. We said, comment on this photo, we'll plant a tree for every comment we get.
It was Austin basically walking naked down the beach in Hawaii, and it was like his butt or whatever, and it was kind of like, wow, I wonder how many people would like his butt right now. And everybody who likes his butt will plant a tree. So that inspired it, and then so now that the album is out for this entire tour, if you come to a show and buy a physical album anywhere along the tour, like today, or all these festivals, we're going to plant a tree with one tree planted.
I like that.
And then one day it'll be a forest, and it's all because of his butt walking down.
Now, you know, as I keep going to my trail runs, I'm going to be like, oh, there's a new tree. Thanks, Magic Giant. So thanks for the fans for getting the album, because now I have a new tree to look at when I go running.
Nice. Might have been your tree.
This was meant to happen.
Yeah,
so.
exactly.
Thank you, Rob.
Yeah, and I mean, and it's not that we think we're going to change the world with all these. It's just small intentional actions like right in front of us. That's like stuff we can do.
Right.
Just
you can actually manage doing. Yeah. Right. You can accomplish.
You guys are doing
Actually,
it.
yeah, Dave from the Revivalists, because we've toured them a little bit, and he said like, he actually was like, dude, that's so cool you guys are doing that. Now you're making me think, what can we do? That's the cool thing.
It's
like
gonna change the industry, like the way that artists think of like how.
Well,
hey, I'm sure a lot of artists are gonna be like, hey, we're trying to help the planet. So it's like I'm sure they're gonna have other ideas on how to like help their records.
Yeah, we hope so. That's what we hope for.
So. Cool, guys. Well, thanks for hanging out with me.
Thank you, brother.
It's a pleasure. I didn't get to catch your set today, but I really look forward to catching you guys soon, because all I hear is that it's crazy energy. So thanks for that, guys. For those fans that haven't heard of you guys, why should they go ahead and pick up the new record?
Why should they?
Why should they go ahead?
Well, the road trip. If you're going to road trip at all, you need an album.
I mean, this interview wasn't enough?